There has been a lot of prime time games for the Denver Broncos so far this year, but I don't know if there's a bigger game than the one that's about ready to kick off. This is the Denver Bronco pregame show as we get ready for the Packers. Let's get this started, I don't know, right now. Welcome in, everybody. This is the Denver Bronco Roundup podcast brought to you by Rocky Mountain Sports Network. And we have an amazing sponsor, Morgan Trinkets. I'm not going to talk a whole lot about either one of those because we're so close to kickoff. My name is Keith Brugman. I got my good friend rocking that Denver Bronco Roundup ball cap. Love it, buddy. I had to break out the Broncos cap today. I don't know what everybody else is wearing. I got the hockey jersey style on. We got a big game, man. Huge game. Kenny, thank you so much for coming here and helping me break it all down. Pre-game show about 30 minutes. We'll get out of here about 2:15.
Sounds good, Keith. I woke up this morning. I didn't wake up this morning. I was at work last night. Come home, leave work. We got an inch of snow. It snow's coming down. I'm like, this is a football Sunday. Cold weather, middle of December. You alluded in the pregame in your monologue, biggest game for the Broncos this year. Well, I got some big news for Bronco fans, Bronco country, and you, Keith. 6 minutes left in the Bills-Patriots game. They come all the way back to take a 35-31 lead. Let's go. We got 6 minutes left. Let's finish it, Buffalo. And big game, like you said, for Denver. Biggest of the year by far.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Like it was in the description. If you read it, are we talking about the number one seed? We could be talking about the number one seed for the Denver Broncos. It may be quite honestly that big, but even the level of competition that I think that we're going up against, when we're going up against them, how tough of an opponent we have in front of us. I'm happy that it's a home game. And I'm happy to say hello to Adam and Kayla saying, what's good, family? A Pats and Bills game has been fun. Yeah, has been real fun. Watched a little bit of that. Love y'all, my friend, as well. I'm pretty sure that 90% of my clothes that I have are Broncos clothes. Go Broncos, beat the Packers. That's our good friend Graham coming in here. He's all... Adam saying, Bill's just got the ball, man. Bill's just got the ball, trying to sew it all up right now.
And Graham's
there's a pregame fight at the Broncos-Packers game. Oh, boy, getting a little testy there. That's the type of energy that I would expect in this game, Kenny, because like I said, huge game. Big consequences for both teams. They're both sitting at the very top of their division. They both want to get the highest seed possible. You know, Josh Jacobs once again playing the Denver Broncos. I mean, this is going to be a tough opponent. Let's get into this, man. I want to flip it. What do the Packers need to do? What do the Packers need to do in order to come in here and steal a win? Because let's face it, we've defended our home turf. Nobody wins in Mile High, at least not this year.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's a tough uphill battle for the Packers. What are their keys to victory here, buddy?
I'm going to stick with the defense because the Broncos' recipe for their wins this year has been mediocre, not mediocre, mid-20s to low 20s victories. You're not going to have a shootout with them. have your star, Micah Parsons. He's got to be A+ today. Create a turnover or two for the Packers. I think that's the key to win that type of game versus the Broncos, because you're not going to score. I don't think you're going to score in the 30s versus the Broncos defense. You might not even score in the 20s. But if you create a turnover or two, you could get a little closer to that mid-20s. You could get into that 20s. If you don't create any turnovers, just like that score behind you from last week, you're going to see another score in the teens for the opponent. That's my opinion. On the offensive side, maybe, they're going to continue to try and throw the deep ball. They're going to take some shots with Christian Watson and Romeo Dobbs. So they're going to take some shots. But on the defensive side, Micah Parsons is the key. It's that simple.
Yeah, very true. Very true. I mean, inconsistent pass rush from the Green Bay Packers. So that's one of the things that could maybe benefit the Denver Broncos. The Green Bay Packers, I think I love what Martin's saying here. Packers need to run the ball and keep the crowd out of the game. Long, sustained, boring, quote unquote, drives. That absolutely could be a killer, especially if they're always turning those into points, right? And always seeming to take a little bit of momentum away from what we got going on the field. The run game could be huge against this Broncos team. I agree.
Keith, I'm over here on the East Coast. What is the weather out there in Denver, temperature-wise? Because December's you just talked about Denver being a hard place. In December and January, it's even harder with the thin air. And it's been 20s here on the East Coast, and some snow early in the day. So it's been very cold here on the East Coast games.
That's a fantastic. I'm gonna take me
anybody
2
has
seconds
that
here.
They want to get it.
Currently, it's 67 degrees and partly cloudy in Denver.
Wow.
So I think we're not worried about the December game in Denver right now. As I say, it's pretty nice here. It's pretty nice here. So 67 currently.
67 in Denver, 22 here in Maryland where I'm at.
The one thing that the Packers haven't been very good at is sustaining drives. They haven't been good when it comes to third down conversion per se. I think that's one of the things that you need to do. Love can be a little bit inconsistent. So, for him to go out there and win in an environment like this, he can't have drives that don't end up in points, or at least pinning the Denver Broncos deep into field position and making them go the length of the field themselves. You said it from a defensive standpoint. They have one pass rusher. It's easy to kind of then scheme towards that. They need to be able to try to get after Bo Nix, because they can't have sustained drives on the other side happening. And so that kind of flips me to what the Denver Broncos should be doing. They need to be the ones that are dictating. I don't expect this to be a really pretty game either, Kenny.
No.
I mean, I know that I predicted, I can't remember, like a 27-26 or 27-20 victory for the Denver Broncos in overtime, I think it was. Yep. But I think this is a game that's for all intents and purposes going to be very tightly managed from both teams. You know what I mean? And it's going to be about not making mistakes. Jordan Love does a lot of what Bo Nix does: short, intermediate passes, not a whole lot of yards after the catch. High percentage throws. I mean, that's kind of what you see. They got a running back that's 800 plus yards, and Josh Jacobs, that interestingly enough was having a hard time participating, but is a full go come now. Same thing he's done in the past to the Denver Broncos. And then it went off for a 100 plus yard game. So, I mean, it just, like I said, it is a big, big game, man. I bail me out, Kenny. I'm just rambling at this point.
I'll bail you out. Sean Payton, very important game for him as well, because this is the toughest team you've played in weeks, if not all year. And I'm going to be on the post-game show tonight. And everybody who's here now, mark this down. Sean Payton's going to use the Packers' strength to his advantage, and their strength is Micah Parsons. I just said Micah Parsons' name. You're going to see at least one screen pass to RJ Harvey or one of the running backs, and Akins is back. And they were, we heard that news that they released Mercedes Lewis.
Yep.
Use that to your advantage to block in tight ends. They're going to have a design play for them. Let Parsons through. We're going to throw the little screen pass and have the lineman in front blocking. You're going to see at least one of them, maybe two or three. They're going to use Micah Parsons as an advantage in some situations here. Mark my words. Post game, I will mention it. We're going to see at least one big one today.
Yeah, I could see that too, Kenny. For one, let's face it, we love the short game. We love some bubble screens and the like. So, like you said, though, get Micah Parsons hungry. Get him wanting to come upfield, and then getting it past him. That could be huge. That could be huge at that point, because it's going to take a double team block typically on Micah Parsons most of the day. And then all of a sudden you let him go and you got two offensive linemen out in front. It's a good call, Kenny. I expect to see that as well. What else do you expect to see, at least from the Denver Broncos, man? Big play, big idea. Not necessarily a singular maybe play that we're looking for, but you know what I mean? Big idea here.
I'll go quick on the defense. I expect this defense to be the defense we've seen all year. 2 games on the road. They played down to their opponents a little bit. This is going to be crowd, bullboard material, Pete, right here. For those sports bettors out there, the Broncos are a home underdog today. You don't think that's on the board? You don't think that's on the board? They're like a 2-point underdog. This was the last I saw early today. Joey Clams, our good friend Joey Clams, was on talking about it. He's all over the Broncos today. But 2-point underdog at home. This defense is going to be hungry. They've been average the last 2 weeks. I think you're going to see above average. I think you're going to see a lot of blitzes on Jordan Love. Secondary is going to be fine. On the offensive side of the ball, I think this is going to be your Evan Ingram game in the pass game. As for the run game, it's going to be more RJ Harvey getting around 50 to 70, I'll say, yards. But he's going to be big in the pass game. They're going to, like I said, they're going to use Micah Parsons' pass rush ability to their advantage. And they're going to open up some plays for RJ Harvey and some of the running backs. I think you're going to see the short, mediocre pass game. Maybe 1 or 2 shots throughout the game, but that's it. It's going to be short to mediocre stuff. And the Broncos will do what they've been doing all year, in my opinion, in this. And same recipe for success all year. You're going to see the same thing today.
Yeah, I hope so. The recipe for success on defense has been fantastic. They've been locked down. They've been taking care of business. They've bailed out this offense at times, and they've really helped get us to where we're at, man. 11-2 record and going for possibly the AFC number 1 seed. Adams and Kayla saying approximately or 4 p.m., 15 minutes to kick off. Let's go 34-17. I love the prediction, Adam and Kayla. We should get some predictions in. Feel free to file them in whenever you like. Also, keep in mind it's a 4:25 kickoff. We got a little bit more time. We'll go up to about 4:15 your time. And that being said, still give you maybe about 10 minutes to run and get whatever you need done. Martin's coming in saying we need to score touchdowns and hold the Packers to field goals. Kenny, I just got done talking about how each of these teams should want to sustain drives and try to get points. If honestly, I always looked at it this way, and I heard a coach say this a long time. You get 4 to 5 touches or opportunities with the ball in those type of games. You get 1 per quarter because they're taking up about 6.5, 7 minutes. The other team's taking about 6.5, 7 minutes. Before you know it, the quarter's over. You might get 1 extra one in there throughout the entire game. You could be looking at 4 to 5 possessions the entire game. In a game like that, Martin, you alluded to it. That's the game. That's the type of game where you need to go down there and you need to score touchdowns and you need to hold them to field goals. I expect it to be competitive enough that you're just not going to wipe the floor with them, put a 0 up on the board for the Packers. So you do need to think about holding them to the least amount of points you possibly can each time they touch the ball. Because if each team is, sustaining drives, you might be in trouble if you get behind in that equation. Hi, I'm at the show. Pearl, we're not going to go throughout the game. Keep me posted. I can't do a whole lot as far as keeping you posted, but we'll say that the Denver Broncos are a 2-point underdog. We expect them to go out there and win. Graham's coming in saying the Patriots are facing a 4th and 5 with 1:54 left, down 35-31 to the Buffalo Bills. Of course, the Bills beat the Patriots, Pearl. Then we had the opportunity to have the number 1 seed in the AFC. So we're looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to this, Kenny. I'm looking forward to hopefully seeing another game where RJ Harvey kind of did what he did last week. That was a little bit of an RJ Harvey coming out. Got north and south, breaking tackles, getting yardage. I know, once again, he was wrapped up in the passing game, and that's going to be part of his game forever and always. But in the running game, he looked quite a bit different, and that's going to be a big, big, big piece, I think, in getting a victory today. I don't think you can just pass your way out of into a victory and out of the woes of a bad running game. You know what I mean? Right. So RJ Harvey, I need to see it. If we take home a victory, RJ Harvey, like you said, I thought you were going to say 65, 70 carries. No, 65, 70 yards. No, I'm going to say 70 plus yards in the running game. It needs to be that type of game.
Okay. Nice. I like that.
Any other keys from you? If not, I can hit 1 or 2 more, man.
Martin alluded. I like that with the kicker. Correct me if I'm wrong. Brandon McManus is the kicker for the Packers, correct?
You're right. Okay,
so good old friend Brandon McManus coming back. Let's hope it doesn't come down to a McManus attempt in the 4th. Let's keep those field goals early in the game and have a nice comfortable lead where they not going for any field goals late in the game. I think protect Nicks, do what you can. I know I said, use Micah Parsons to your advantage, but he is Micah Parsons. He is arguably, right there with Myles Garrett, best defensive player in football. And, contain him, don't let him, pressure Nicks and create that turnover, strip sack. We don't want to see any of that stuff. So offensive line is going to be key. And, tack him, run at him, throw at him. And Sean Payton, he's got that book. He's going to use every play on that book today. This is a big one. But, just the keys, just I said, like on the defensive side of the ball, create some turnovers as well. Why not? This defense needs to be aggressive and hungry today. And the pass rush with Benito, Cooper, and Josh, and listen to me, Josh Allen. I got Bills because everybody's talking Bills. Yep. Zach Allen and JFM, that front 4 gets to him. You don't have to worry about blitzing as much. You can sit back and you can get those interceptions or fumbles. So let's go Broncos.
Yeah. Packers have been pretty opportune when it comes to turnovers. Broncos haven't created as many as you'd think that they should, having such a top tier defense, man. They've been getting it done the tough way, the hard way. Over Bills won, says Adam and Kayla. That's big. That just amped up this game that much more. You know what also it did? Another big key to this game. I can't wait to turn on my television and hear the crowd, Kenny.
Yeah.
That crowd.
First incomplete is going to be insane.
Well, that alone. I mean, just get out there and try to take the field and get your play called. You better have your silent count down to a T, because I'm going to expect nothing less than just absolute chaos in the stands today. This is huge. I got to say really quick, man, just rolling the clock back to when we won our Super Bowl versus the Green Bay Packers, right? I mean, there's just so much history like right on the field right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's giving me goosebumps as I talk about it. I can feel it. I can feel the hair standing up just thinking about those moments.
I was just going to say, back to the crowd. December 14th, 67 degrees in Denver. It is going to be a party over there. If I was going, if I was planning a Denver game in the winter, I'd be bringing a snowsuit, the ski cap, the boots. Here you're going to be in t-shirt and shorts, 67 degrees.
Exactly.
Where's Patrick? When we want Patrick, the Hawaiian shirts may come out today in Denver.
Looking at the guy next to you saying, could you give me a little space? I'm a little sweaty, man. You're just too close to me, man. I'm sorry.
That's just going to amp the crowd even more, in my opinion, because they're not going to be cold. It's going to be fired up crowd, good football weather.
Yeah. Flying around out on the field. Casey's driving with 3 minutes left, says Adam and Kayla as well, watching that game, hoping that the Kansas City Chiefs could possibly be knocked out here as well. So, yeah, big games as we go down this stretch, Kenny. This is, like I said, it doesn't get much bigger than this. I think it does come down to things like you were talking about. Sean Payton is a premier coach in this league. He's got this team dialed in. We've rattled off 10 wins in a row now. I mean, it's amazing to me. It's amazing where we're at and the opportunity that we have in front of us. You know what I mean? It's what late season football you hope is all about, Kenny. Your time will come. The New York Giants football team, their time is a coming.
I've never been so excited about a bad team in my life. So let's just say that.
There you go. Just to kind of talk about, continue with the AFC. Mahomes is hurt, holding his knee, and Martin's kind of also chiming in that it doesn't look good for Mahomes. Don't wish anything bad upon anybody in an injury. I will say, before I came on live, I was watching that game, and oh my gosh, the injuries were just left, right, and otherwise. I saw DJ Jones went out, and Nick Bolton went out, and they had a corner go out, and these are like one right after the other. It's like 20 degrees there. It's a cold game. It's the opposite of what Denver's going to be playing in today. They do have the football December weather. Like I said, don't wish anything bad upon anybody, so I wish him all the best, and I hope he's okay. But yeah, sounding like it could be pretty bad. Phil McLaughlin coming in and saying, "Oh my goodness, Mahomes is knocked out." So I guess we'll be probably seeing more and hearing of that after we get off of this podcast, Kenny. But like I said, never wish anything bad upon anybody. So hope he's all the best.
Yeah, let me interrupt for a second. Phil's throwing us 100 stars. Let's get this game going tonight. Broncos win. Let's go. What's up, Phil? High salute to you, my friend.
Thank you, Phil.
Good to see
Thank you, Phil. Appreciate you, man, coming in here, supporting the show. Yeah, let's get this game going, man. This is a game we anticipate, man. There's a lot of energy around this game. Like I said, can't imagine being in the stands. My TV will be turned up loud like I am in the stands, and I'm going to enjoy this game a ton. Hopefully it comes out the way we expect it, Kenny. We should before we get out of here, some predictions into the chat. Get those rolling in here. Love to get your thoughts on how this game is going to turn out. Vegas doesn't think it's going to turn out all that great for the Broncos, saying they're a 2-point underdog in this game. Now, that doesn't give me a score prediction, but it does give me an idea that they think this Broncos just don't have it enough, even though the history says the home team takes home the win in this rivalry. The Broncos have only lost one time at home versus the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah, this Packers team is good, but I will bring my New York Giants into the mix. We had them beat. They're beatable. They're a good team. Are they great? I don't think they're great. So Broncos, do your thing. You want my prediction now, Keith?
Sure, it's rolling on out there, my friend.
Mike Martin said earlier he's going to have 3 heart attacks and a stroke. Well, Bronco fans, it's going to be one of those fourth quarters once again. This game's going to be fun to watch. It's going to come down to a fourth quarter turnover. I'm going to call the player to get the interception as well. Riley Moss has had a lot of pass interference calls. He's going to get a big interception in this game in the fourth quarter. Broncos are going to win this game 20-19. Brandon McManus is going to kick a lot of field goals, just like Martin said. I'm going to go 4 field goals for Brandon McManus, and they get 1 touchdown on the defense. 20-19 Broncos. Vegas thinks it's going to be close. I do too, but in the Broncos' favor.
Very good, buddy. Very good. I'm not going to go too far. In fact, I'm not going to go anywhere off my prediction. So if anybody remembers it, hopefully I'm right on this. Rodney says I predict a heart attack, maybe a stroke, and a Broncos victory. Graham's talking about squeaker as well. 24-23 Broncos, and Dan saying Riley Moss interception. Very interesting.
I'm writing my 2 predictions down. The screen passes I said at least 1 big screen pass to one of the running backs and 1 big one to one of the blocking tight ends in this game towards Micah Parsons. And the second one, the score prediction with Riley Moss, the fourth quarter. We're going to see if one or both of them come out today. Chat, come check us out on the post game. We'll have some fun on the post game as always.
Well, my wild prediction on the last time we were on this on a podcast was this. I thought the Denver Broncos were going to go out there and get a victory today in overtime. And I can't remember the exact score, but I'm just going to say 24-31 Denver Broncos victory and an interception in order to seal it up in overtime by this defense. So it's kind of funny. You talked about Riley Moss. Maybe it's Riley Moss. Maybe it's not. I'm not going to go all the way down that rabbit hole and try to also predict who gets the interception. But I think it's going to be one of those games. You talked about it, Martin, a heart attack, a stroke, and a Denver Broncos victory. Overtime game. That's the way it feels like this game could go to me. And that's why I'm predicting that type of game. A 24-24 at the end of regulation, 3 touchdowns apiece and a field goal. Just feels about right, Could be a little bit too high. Thought about moving it back down a little bit, but I'm going to stick with it. I think we're in for an absolute treat, a treat like the posse have been. Appreciate you guys coming in here, supporting all the shows that we've had, whether it be the juice that we moved. Now we're doing that on Tuesday nights. We moved around a few different things. We're Saturday for our pregame. We got the Denver Bronco Roundup where we talk about all things Broncos on Wednesday. We've been doing pregame and postgame shows. You guys have been chiming in, tuning in, being a part of the posse like you always do, riding with us no matter where we ride and what time and what channel. By the way, Facebook, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. I know I'm missing one out there. So appreciate everybody. Kenny, any final thoughts before we sign off and get ready to watch this game?
Final thoughts is everybody in the chat just throwing it out there. Kansas City eliminated from the playoffs. We'll get into this more on the juice and on future shows, but the passing of the torch is starting. Kansas City eliminated. The Eagles had an easy one today, but they're starting to struggle. New teams are coming. Broncos are one of them. Let's keep it going. The rise is here. We're going to keep rising. 5280, I think, is the elevation, right? We're climbing that mountain. We started down here, Keith. We're about a little above halfway where we want to be. We still got a season to go. Let's get to the playoffs. Let's get to the Super Bowl and reach that 5280. But we're on our way. We're on our way, Broncos, and the future's bright. So that mountain top is coming.
Martin's asking if we can get a broadcast schedule for the upcoming week. I'll tell you what, I'm going to do a couple different things. I'll get it all ready for the post-game show, Martin, so that you'll know exactly what we're doing because we'll go live right after the game. Tune into that. I'll have it there. Also, if you follow us on Facebook, I'll get a graphic all made up of everything that we're going to be doing and the kind of cadence that we do it in. Make sure that you never miss it. Also, hit that subscribe button. because you'll get that notification. Hit that button as well, and then you're all set to go. Dan's coming with a 40 Green Bay to 40-14 victory for the Denver Broncos, man. Love it. Love it. Martin, thank you, man. He says we're awesome. Martin. I appreciate you so much.
Absolutely.
Appreciate everyone that's coming here for this amazing podcast. I'm going to let you guys all scramble off, get in front of your television, get ready for what should be one of the best games of the year, in my opinion. It certainly looks to be a big matchup, and it has big implications for both teams, including this Denver Broncos. Go get that number 1 seed now. Until next time, which will be right after, we're going to go ahead and get out of here. Kenny, can't wait to see everybody afterwards. This is going to be a fun podcast as we get in here. But we got to get out of here like we always do. Boots in the stirrups, guns in the holsters, Broncos in your heart. Until next episode, right after the game, we're out of here.